Welcome to Promo Insiders, an ASI media podcast that covers the topics that matter most to the promotional products industry. I'm CJ Mitica, editor-in-chief of ASI Media, and today I'm joined by Dan Towns, owner of Shelbyville Pencil Company in Shepenco, which is the recipient of Counselor's Supplier Family Business of the Year Award. Dan will share his advice for running a family business and his perspective as a longtime fixture of the promo industry. Dan, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, CJ. Appreciate it. Proud to be here.
So again, congratulations on winning Supplier Family Business of the Year. Shelbyville Pencil Company is what now, 89 years old? Is that correct?
Yeah. It took me a minute, but yeah, 1933 till now. Yeah.
And started by your grandfather, DL. So, what does that award mean to you, given the history and longevity of the company?
It may sound kind of corny, but it means a lot, really. It's your family's been, one's family's been doing this since 1933. It's as corny as it sounds, kind of a validation of what you've been doing through all the years. I proud of my family, proud of what we do, proud of the folks I work with. So it's a big deal for us anyway, and really appreciate it, and quite frankly, humbled by it all. Yeah.
So give me the background of how the company started, because it's really quite remarkable given the circumstances of the time.
My grandfather was working in St. Louis, and he was working for St. Louis Pencil Company. And of course, that's during the Depression. And the owner brought my grandfather in and told him he was had to let him go because he was going to make his son or son-in-law, I forget which one, in charge of what my grandfather did. So cut to the chase, there was a man in Shelbyville, Mr. Musgrave, that originally was cutting pencil slats at a sawmill for people, and then he started making pencils. And when he'd met my grandfather before, and when my grandfather told him he'd lost his job, he said, well, come on down here to Shelbyville and work for me and do what you were doing up there. And so there you go. In the I'll say the middle of the Depression, my grandfather and grandmother and dad packed up and moved down here to Shelbyville and started working in a pencil company. And my dad was supposed to have a job at a local bank starting in 2 weeks. So he worked in the pencil company till the job opened. And he always told the tale, once he got the smell of it and the ink on his fingers, he never left the business, and he didn't. He never worked for the bank. The only thing he ever did, I say ever did, but the only thing he did beside the pencil business was serve in the military. And then my uncle came down, I reckon in the early 50s. And then, I started working down here when I was like 13 or 14, mowing the yard and doing stuff. And then I remember vividly, I graduated high school when I was 17, and told my dad, of course, Vietnam was going on then, and I wasn't, but I'm not a real scholar, if you want to know the truth about it, CJ. Education comes to me hard. But I told my dad and mom I didn't want to go to college, but I didn't want to go to Vietnam either. All I wanted to do was work in the pencil company. And from that point on, my dad and my uncle made sure that they made me go to college, which was, I know I'm glad they did, but at the time I wasn't too thrilled about it. But from that point on till I got out of school, they made sure that I had every crap job down here, literally from digging drainage ditches to unclogging toilets. I'm trying to remember a lot of the sexy stuff I did, sweeping out floodwaters. But they made sure that if I was going to come into the business, I wanted it, and not just here it is on a silver platter, And but as corny as it sounds, I'm doing what I've always wanted to do since I was 17 years old. And then my sister came to work with us after she worked for a while in Virginia, and she left in '99. And then now my oldest works down here, and he's been here, I think, something like 12 years. I don't know. I should know that, but I don't. But yeah, that's just sort of it. It sounds like a cliche, sounds like a bunch of, corny, but I'm getting to do what I've always wanted to do, and get paid for it. So shit, shucks, it's not a bad day.
So at a young age, like what appealed to you about working in the business?
Without a doubt, the people that worked in our company. Just wonderful people. I mean, there's all kinds of folks in the world, and I've been lucky enough to work here at a plant with a whole lot of kind of folks, and there's a lot of good people out there in the world. Sometimes we miss that, but there is, and it's a joy working with again, going back, God Almighty, however long that is, 50 some odd years, I guess. But a lot of great people, a lot of people that I quite frankly admire, yeah, it's just enjoyable. And then I worked my first trade show when I was 15 years old, and that was an experience because I'm telling you, I right off the turnip truck, and the show was it was a regional show in the Catskills at Grossinger's, and I was 15 years old, and I had never seen a kosher dining room or anything, and I don't mean this bad or we call it insensitive or anything, but to get to where I guess we're Gentiles, where the Gentiles ate, you had to go through the kosher dining room up there. And I remember going through that dining room, 15 years old, still to this day, dumber than a box of rocks, and sitting in there, and a lot of folks, I guess men, had on yarmulkes, and there was an overwhelming smell of pickles in there because it was lunchtime, again, not dissing anybody, I think. And I'm going through there and going, what's the deal here, because I kid thee not, man. It's like, I don't mean this racist or anything, but there was one Jewish family in my hometown when I was 15 years old. They lived next door to my best friend, and all I knew about the Jewish people is that they went to church on Saturday or synagogue, and if they came over to my friend's house and brought dessert or something, they would go get another plate or something like that, which was like, okay, because we got to eat the dessert too. But that's all I knew. And then got up there, and it was like, bam, but I remember vividly at 15 years old, it's a big old world out there. And I'd kind of like to be in it, And so if selling pencils is the way to get me, get me out there, I'll do that, So there you go.
So 9 decades in business, that's not an accident, right? Like, what's the secret to that longevity as far as the company goes?
Wow, I would like to think it's it's certainly taking care of your employees as best you can, and taking care of your customers as best you can. And when something goes out of here, as corny as it sounds, it's your name on it. It's your company. Do you want to put a piece of crap out there or do something half-ass or whatever like that? And I love the phrase, do it right the first time. And that's what we try to do down here. And if you just treat people right, I know in today's world, it's a little different, but if you treat people right, where are we here? If you treat people right, they'll treat you right, or most of the time they do. But yeah, that's just it. And again, like to have some great mission statement and flowing words and phrases and all, but it's do it right the first time, and if it's wrong, make it right, and that's what we do.
So tell me, what's the best thing about working with family, and what's the worst thing?
The best thing about working with family is working with family. The worst thing is working with family, because it's kind of like a Far Eastern yin yang thing or something, man. But it's again, the best thing about it is it's our family business. This is how we make a living, and go at it and do the best you can and be proud in what you do. And if you can't be or try to be the best anyway, and if you can't be the best, keep on trying to be. I'll say the worst thing about it is it's something. Gosh, if there's a family thing, hopefully not a bad thing, but a good thing, like it's somebody's graduation or somebody's, I don't know what they're getting married or whatever like that, but a big event, well, boom, there goes some of your workforce right there. You know what I mean? So it's that. I don't know that there are obviously, familial, however you say that word, jealousies and things like that and stuff that one has to contend with, I guess. But I don't know. I'm sure if you ask, how about this? If you ask the people other than me that, they would say the worst thing about a family business is working with me. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I can't. Just call me Pollyanna, but I can't think about too much bad about it, I guess, for sure.
That's great. So if I recall correctly, I think all of your sons have worked in the company at some point. Is that right?
At one time or another, yeah. And I mean, again, it's I hate to be, but it's kind of like a family farm. This is what we do, and all of a sudden, hey, we're busy, or we got a problem, we need help, or whatever like that, or hey, you don't have a job, when they were younger and stuff like that. Well, you do now because we need somebody to do something, and you look like the one that's going to be doing it, and again, it gives, how should I say? It gives everybody a taste of what it takes to work down here, and then they can make their minds up if they want to or not, or if it's that's how bad, if it's for them or not, like that. And I've been just very lucky, I guess the banks always love that when you go to borrow money. Well, what's your business plan? Well, I think we're going to be lucky. Well, they take a dim view of that,
And your son Daniel is the COO. So what's that like getting to work with him every day?
But certainly it's enjoyable. It's interesting. I'd be a liar if I didn't say it's a prideful thing, or being very proud about it.
Sure.
I think the challenging thing for me is that suddenly, while he's still your son and that stuff like that, he's your peer now, and it's kind of weird looking at your son as a peer, and it's also a challenge to, how should I say this, recognize the things he says or whatever like that, instead of just coming down with the old, I'm your dad and that's the way it's going to be kind of thing. And I think the hardest thing egotistically for me is the passing of the torch, or passing responsibilities, if you will, and him doing it his way instead of my way. Because God knows my way is the best way that's ever been done, So I don't know why he'd want to change that. But no, I think that's it. It's that I don't want to say at this point in time turning over the reins, but certainly loosening them, if you will. And again, looking at your son as a peer and not your son, if that makes any sense,
Well, I totally get it. I'm 40 years old, and my dad still can't trust me to do certain things. Right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, and it's tough. I mean, because you look at him sometimes like, what are you talking about? You're my kid, and then all of a sudden like, yeah, pretty smart, or good idea on that one. Yeah. It's different than just a regular old job. You know what I mean? Working with somebody you don't know. Mm-hmm. Oh, I don't mean like don't know, but don't have that emotional attachment. How about that?
Sure. So I know a lot of the companies we talk to, especially family businesses, talk about how there's a sense of family values that just pervades throughout the company. Have you tried to do that as well, sort of bring that family attitude towards everybody who works at Shelbyville?
Without a doubt. part of it comes from, again, being a Pollyanna about things, if you will. But the other side of it, think about this. You work with somebody, or one works with somebody 8 hours a day. Of course, I know there's now it's we call it remote working and all that kind of stuff like that, but still pretty much in a production facility, you sort of got to be there, many people every day. And so you're spending 8 hours a day with somebody, and there's only 24 hours a day, Mr. Math here. So a third of your day is spent with somebody. Do you want that to be, oh gosh, unhappy or animus or, anything like that? I mean, Lord, and then if you get 6 hours of sleep, getting real Rain Man about the thing, but all of a sudden you're 8 hours a day, you're at work with somebody, they're home doing stuff with their family for 8, and then they're sleeping for 8 and stuff like that. So your time working with somebody is a major time investment in their life, and in turn your life. And who wants to put up with somebody that's I can't think of a nice word, but maybe not a pleasant situation. How about that? That's pretty good. But yeah, it's I can't imagine working someplace and not caring about the people you work with, or in turn the people you work with not caring about you. That's life's too short and death's too certain to put up with that kind of crap,
When you look at the future of the business, what do you imagine? What do you hope for?
Oh, well, egotistically, I'd like us to make it to at least 100 years, because that's kind of a cool thing, I mean, there's a, what do you call a thing. Also, too, the direction of the, certainly, writing instruments, the direction of promotional products. I see us, I want us to get in the position to be able to do more and more, I'm gonna call it job printing for other suppliers or other people. We're pretty good at what we do. We have great people down here, new printing technologies and techniques that are coming out. They have adapted to them. Granted, we've just got very few. I mean, we're not, but I'd love for us to be in a position to, like say, job print for somebody, and or the other thing, if all of a sudden we can decorate or produce or whatever products that aren't writing instruments, so be it. I'd like to. I'd like to keep doing, moving it down in that kind of direction and stuff like that. Also, our future, I want to see us make a living for my family. Of course, I mean, that's pretty, whatever, that's what I'd like to see. But then also, too, folks I work with, help them make a living for their families, and quite frankly, pay them as much as we possibly can, and still stay in business. I don't think there's anybody that's ever said, no, you're paying me enough, I don't need any more, But there's also there's a true economic value of what every job and every product is truly worth. And yeah, one reaches a point where the cost of the product actually makes it, people lose favor with it, because I don't know how to say it in big words, but it just ain't worth it. I mean, it just is not worth it, which is a synonym for ain't. Yeah, so I'm a little, that I say that worries me, or concerns me. It don't worry me, but it concerns me. But that would be the future. I'd like to see us stay in this business or this profession, because it's been good to us, and it's it's certainly an enjoyable business to be in. I mean, not just ours, but the industry profession as a whole. Although, yeah, I don't know. I mean, then too. What's my business plan? Well, all I need is the winning lottery numbers, and then my business plan will change dramatically. I'm pretty sure. So somewhere the bank likes that too when you're going in there with your stuff, you know.
Obviously, you have a little more business acumen than just playing the lottery. So,
Oh, well, yeah, maybe, yeah.
but
Obviously, whatever business stuff I got, it ain't winning the lottery. That's for sure. I'm 0 for lottery so far. Yeah.
Dan, just to wrap up, what kind of sort of parting advice can you offer for people, whether they're working in a family business, just working in this industry, running a business?
I think first and foremost, respect yourself, respect the people you work with, and respect the people that are your customers. And even in this day and time, build a relationship with all of them, because the more, I'm not sure the right word, Chris, fragmented we get, or whatever, digital or whatever all this stuff is, the more you need those Maslowian needs of human contact, human touch, if you will, that kind of stuff. And that's what I've been wrong a billion times, but people buy from people that they like.
Mm-hmm.
And if you, not some too many negatives there, if someone, you may have a great product and people buy it from you, but if you're a horse's rear end, people are sure going to look for somewhere else to get something like that. You know what I mean? So again, just respect yourself and respect others, and I think you'll go along. I know you'll go a long way in life. I know you will.
Well, Dan, thank you for sharing your time, sharing your advice, and congratulations once again on Shelbyville.
Thank you. It means a lot. Appreciate you, CJ. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day.